Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Bev. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded my last video, but I'm gonna be knocking out two birds with one stone in this one. So I'm gonna be going over a quick trade recap as to how I made $500 trading the Nasdaq today. Holy shit, I can't speak. So I made $500, 250 across two accounts, so that's 500. And then also, I did just get affiliated with alphafutures, so I will be giving away three 50K zero plan evals to you guys. So if you're interested in joining that, just make sure you watch to the end to figure out how to enter the giveaway. So I mean, without any further ado, let's go ahead and just hop straight into it. So this is the trade that I ended up taking for today. So I know a lot of people were bearish coming into today. Me personally, though, I was leaning a little bit more towards the bullish side, but I was entertaining the idea of taking some possible shorts, but we never got any confirmations. So without any further ado, let me just go ahead and use the market replay feature real quick. Start off on the higher time frame. So coming into the day, we see here we have this huge new week opening gap above us. So on Sunday, we gap down. How many points is it? Jesus. We gap down over 200 points on Sunday, leaving this huge gap here. And if you guys aren't familiar with ictconcepts, the new week opening and new day opening gaps are a huge, and very good draw on liquidity. So just coming into here, pretty much what I saw was we came into this 4-hour fair value gap, sweeping out all this sell side down here. As you can see here, as you can see as well, ES did the same, but we also had an SMT at the lows. So you can see here an SMT down here with this low. So you can see ES never took that out, but on Nasdaq we did. So we came to that 4-hour, respected it perfectly, as we didn't even get a slight body closure inside of this 4-hour gap. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take that out there. So then from there, scaled on to the 1 hour. Is this that candle? Yeah, it's that same candle. So from here, I went ahead and scaled onto the 1 hour chart, just pretty much seeing what it is that we were doing. So again, we have the same thing. We have the sweep of liquidity. We respect the consequent encroachment of that 4-hour gap, and then we begin to move to the upside. So from what I noticed here on the hourly, I saw that Asia basically just consolidated, but we did put in this SMT. But me personally, I wasn't expecting this SMT to hold, just for the simple fact that it does not appear to be inside of any sort of key level. So that's why I was kind of entertaining the idea of looking for some long. So we had Asia accumulation, then from here during London we expand lower, sweeping out all this sell side, and then we begin to reverse to the upside. So using time frame alignment, I'm going to go on to the 15. I was expecting this. I was expecting New York to reverse and just continue to the upside, taking out this Asia high. So using time frame alignment, since we came into a 4-hour gap, we could see here we sweep out this low, and then we put in a change in the state of delivery right here on the 15-minute, confirming the order flow out of that 4-hour gap. So if I could just find my CISD, there we go. So from here, at this point, I see we're perfectly respecting the change in the state of delivery. We tap into it not once, but twice, and then we displace to the upside. So I decided to wait for 10 a.m. because I knew 10 a.m. was going to give us a lot of information. So I know a lot of people were entertaining the idea of shorts for the simple fact that this 1 hour was holding, but for me, the higher time frame rules, so I was prioritizing the CISD out of the 4-hour here with the 15-minute change in state over the 1 hour. So if we can go ahead and scale down onto here, you can see here I have something labeled 15-minute, which is this 15-minute fair value gap that broke structure above this high. So any fair value gap that breaks structure is important and should hold, and it was also the first presented 15-minute gap, so it's also a very important gap. So from there, I was pretty much just waiting for price to retrace into here to look for a possible setup. So if you go ahead and scale down to the entry time frame, this is what we have here. So initially we see price 930, where is it at? It comes up, kind of just chops around, forms this 933 first presented fair value gap on the 1 minute. We pretty much just kind of ranged from it for like the first hour of market. Let's see, yeah, we pretty much just sat there and just ranged around this first presented 933 open gap. So we end up coming lower. We sweep liquidity into that. This right here is that 15-minute gap that I pointed out here. So that's that gap. So we end up sweeping liquidity. I believe we also had an SMT there as well. Yeah, we had an SMT as well right here. So we swept sell side into that 15-minute gap. We had an SMT we displaced up, breaking structure, and then putting in several change in the states of delivery out of that 15-minute gap. So in case you guys didn't know, the 1 minute is aligned with the 15-minute. So that's using time frame alignment. So we had it on the 4 hour, we had it on the 4 hour with the 15, and then now we have it on the 15 with the 1. So we have very nice displacement here through the first presented gap, through the 10 a.m. opening price, and through these highs here. So I was very interested in longs. However, I did not get in here. Initially, I was trying to go for a fixed 2-to-1 risk reward. So my original entry was actually right here, but as you can see, we never got it. We just tapped the fair value gap, and then we pretty much just started moving to the upside. And I was looking to target out the Asia high up here. So from there, I initially missed my entry, but I saw that at the same time we also did form a 5-minute gap down here. So everything is fractal here. So I decided to just set a limit at the 5-minute, wait for a retest. Hopefully, we would get that retest and then begin to move to the upside. So if I go ahead and just play price forward, we see here we end up coming into that 5-minute. We tap it perfectly. Same thing with the 1 minute. We're above the first presented gap, and then the entry was also, I believe, under midnight opening as well. Yeah, so the entry was also under the midnight opening price. So everything was aligning with my bias, with my narrative. So right here, as you can see here, I have something called trailed stop. So right here, once we got entered, suffered a bit of drawdown, then we ended up displacing back up through this high. I really thought we were just going to immediately just seek out the Asia high. But for some reason, we pretty much just began to just start chopping again. So at this point, I decided to just kind of manage my risk and drag my stop loss up to here. So at that point, I guess it won't even matter, but yeah, so this was my initial entry off that 5-minute, and then I ended up just trailing my stop loss here. I guess what I meant to do was this. Whoops. Please bear with me. So I ended up trailing my stop here, which was, I don't believe that's accurate, because I risked 500 and I still made 250. So I mean, it should at least be a 101, but yeah, so anyways, regardless, I trailed my stop right here, and then you can see here we ended up edging the Asia high, and we ended up getting trailed out right there. So we ended up getting trailed out right there for $250 across 2 accounts. At this point, the reason I decided to trail my stop, I usually don't trail it, but the reason I did was just for the simple fact that I didn't like how price was just chopping around, was just failing to meet any sort of objectives. I just wanted to be conservative, protect some capital, secure some profits, just for the simple fact that we were lagging to deliver. And as you can see here, we're pretty much just doing the same thing over and over. We keep edging it over and over. At this point, I wonder if we even took out the Asia high today. No, so we actually never ended up even taking out that Asia high. But yeah, shorts ended up playing out later on in the day. So I mean, if you were looking at shorts in the morning, the idea and the narrative was there. However, there was just no confirmations for price to even want to move short. So if you did get destroyed short in this morning, should have waited for some confirmations, waited for some, order flow to start being put in to, get that, confirmation to the downside. But yeah, I was eyeing some longs into the Asia high here. Unfortunately, got hit with the trail stop, but as you can see here, TP never even got hit anyways. So that's basically how I made $500, which is pretty much 250 across 2 accounts. So now for the good stuff, the giveaway. So very, very simple. If you guys are interested in entering the giveaway, let me go ahead and just make this here. So if you guys are interested in entering the giveaway, I have 3 accounts to give away to you guys. They're all 0 plan evals. So entry number 1, subscribe to me on YouTube, like and comment on this video, and when you leave a comment, just leave like a nice little reason as to why you would want to win the account. And just make sure you comment your TikTok username if you have one. Entry number 2, follow me on TikTok, like my pinned video. Obviously, you'll see right there alphafutures giveaway on my pinned video. So make sure you go like that video, follow me on TikTok, and then tag 2 friends in the comments of that video, and you'll get another entry towards my giveaway. If you want a 3rd entry, join my free trading Discord community. The link is in the bio, or if you want, the link is right here if you want to go ahead and type it in. So if you join my trading Discord, just make sure you DM me proof either on Discord or on TikTok that you joined my server. Just take a screenshot of your screen and then, send that over to me either on Discord or TikTok. I have the same handle at Bevcito. If you want a 4th entry, go ahead and follow my Instagram. It's right here. It's at roidcito, like steroid, and just add CITO. And then same thing, just DM me proof on Discord or TikTok. And then the fifth entry, follow my Twitch. So again, same rules apply. You know, if you follow my Twitch, take a screenshot, DM it to me over on TikTok or Discord. And if you guys are interested in any more additional entries, you guys can get an additional 5 entries if you use my code BEV. I'll go ahead and put it on here on the screen if you can't see it, but either way, it's just B for boy, E for elephant, V for Valerie. So if you use my code BEV over at alphafutures when you buy an eval, you will gain an additional 5 entries. Just make sure you screenshot the transaction, DM me with the proof on Discord or TikTok, and you must provide me with your first and your last name so I can verify that you actually use my code. And then please, if you can, provide me with your TikTok as well. So that's basically how you enter my giveaway. These are the rules, pretty fair and simple, you know, nothing too crazy. So if you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You know, just make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you know you enjoy the trade recap, or you're, of course, you know, you're interested in the giveaway. But thank you guys so much for watching. You know, whatever time it is for you, night, morning, evening. I hope you have a blessed day.